Well, SportsLine viewers, I may not be Riley, but I will still bring you everything you know and love about SportsLine. Hello, I'm Liv Funk.
And I'm Gwen. It's been another action-packed week in sports here at LaSalle. We've got all the highlights coming your way. So grab your favourite snack and get ready to hear all about it. You're watching LaSalle TV's news home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We have recaps and upcoming games for the all-fall sports coming your way.
And later, I got to sit down with some members of the women's soccer team.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1, we welcomed the opening ceremony for the new basketball arena, which is now renamed the John Glazer Arena, just yesterday afternoon. The ceremony consisted of speakers Freddie Petit, VP for University Advancement, a prayer from Brother Gary, President Dan Allen, and Fran Dunphy, men's basketball head coach. The ceremony then transitioned to a tour of the almost ready Glazer Arena. This arena will no doubt create a loud, intimate and intense atmosphere for all of us to experience.
Number 2, NovaCare named Randy Burkhardt Student Athlete of the Week for men's soccer. Burkhardt made 4 saves in his second ever start for LaSalle and his first clean sheet against St. Louis. He was also named Goalie of the Week by Philly Soccer 6.
Number 3, our NovaCare Student Athlete this week is Ben Petit, who captured the victory in golf at the 2024 Temple Invitation this past Sunday. The shot a 69 negative in the first round and a 67 negative 3 on day 2. The Explorers as a team finished in a 3rd place at the event.
All right.
Wow, I'm excited for the arena. That's one thing I'm really excited for.
I'm really excited about that. And the student section too, I feel like that's gonna bring a lot to like the arena and like the vibe that they're going for.
No, definitely. Especially now they've got the whole, like the arena's like a big dome, not a dome, but like a 360 kind of thing.
Yeah, it'll definitely be cool to like watch games in there and like actually be in there and see everything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And for Randy to get, was it Goalie of the Week by Philly Soccer 6?
Mm-hmm.
So not just he gets recognition from the side, he gets recognition from that.
All right. That about wraps it up for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. This past Saturday, men's soccer faced off against St. Louis at home. The Billikens pressed heavily in the start of the half, getting many shots off. LaSalle goalie Randy Burkhardt stayed strong in the net to keep the score 0-0. Both teams made shots back and forth, but neither team was successful. By the end of the first half, the score was still 0-0. Early in the second half, Sean Yergel had a close shot on the net. A few minutes later, Kyrie Lynch-Bailey also had a shot on net for the Explorers. Unfortunately, both these attempts were saved by St. Louis. Colin Beasley had a free kick attempt in the 72nd minute that was yet again saved by the Billikens. Burkhardt stayed strong in the net for the remainder of the game. In the final few seconds, both teams fought hard for the ball. In LaSalle's box, Burkhardt scooped up the ball as time expired. The game ended in a 0-0 tie. On Tuesday, men's soccer fought hard in a matchup against Lafayette at home. Goalie Randy Burkhardt was tested early, making a close-range save in the 5th minute. Sean Yergel and Michael Chichina both had shot attempts on goal, but they were stopped by the Leopards' keeper. An opportunity was then open for the Explorers. Alexandru Zama sent a low cross for Adandi Garo Gerchi Kechbara to tap into the net. This gave LaSalle a 1-0 lead to end the half. At the start of the second, the Explorers had a few early shots, including one from Drew Blackwell. In the 50th minute, Garo Gechi Kachbara sent the ball into Colin Beasley, who got LaSalle their second goal. Just 5 minutes later, Lafayette scored off a rebound, which was quickly overturned due to an offsides call. Beasley gave the Explorers a 3-0 lead soon after with a shot on the open net. The Leopards quickly countered with a goal of their own, making it a 2-point game. Burkhart stayed strong in the net to keep the Explorers' lead. Gamaraco Rodo had an opportunity late in the game, but it was saved by Lafayette's keeper. The match ended in a 3-1 win for the Explorers.
The LaSalle women's soccer team fell in its first game of the conference season, 1-0 defeat to the Rhode Island Rams. Despite the loss, goalkeeper Michaela Algarado continued her strong form, recording 4 saves for the second consecutive game. Rhode Island came out aggressively, creating 3 scoring opportunities within the first 19 minutes. Algarado stood firm with 2 saves, while the third attempt narrowly missed, bouncing off the post. The Explorers found their first offensive spark when Cameron Reyes launched a shot in the 40th minute. Just before half-time, Algarado made another key stop, keeping the score level at 0-0, heading into the break. LaSalle started the second half with renowned energy, just as Helbach and Haley Gasquet each tested the Rams' defense in the opening 5 minutes. However, Rhode Island finally broke through, scoring the game's only goal in the 60th minute. LaSalle nearly answered when Gasquet fired a shot towards the bottom corner, but Rhode Island's defense held strong. As the clock wound down, the Rams continued to press, earning several late chances, but LaSalle's defense prevented further damage. Despite the hard-fought effort, the Explorers came up just short, eager to regroup for the next match. It was then time to take on St. Joe's early in the game. The Hawks were quick with their first shot attempt in the second minute, resulting in a 1-0 lead. The Explorers fired back with attempts themselves with 3 shots in the next 10 minutes. 2 of the shots were saved, while Haley Gasquet converted the game-tying goal in the 18th minute. She outran the Hawks' defense, firing the ball over the keeper's head into the top right corner of the net. Up until the half, both teams continued to attempt shots at each other's nets. Suni Diallo nearly pulled ahead, but unfortunately her shot hit the crossbar. Going into the second half, both teams continued to apply pressure, with Gasquet and Rashay Walker both having multiple attempts on the net. Keeper Michaela Algarado made many stops throughout the game, with 3 crucial saves in the final 10 minutes. Neither side could break through for a second score, and the game ended in a tie of 1-1. Before we move on to the next recap, check out this really adorable interview we got with keeper Abby Neal's younger brother, Sebastian, about his love for soccer.
All right, can I get you guys' names?
Sebastian.
And Jeff.
Jeff, all right. So, are we excited to be here today?
Yeah,
Yeah. How much do you love soccer?
so much.
So much. Do you play?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your position?
Mostly in the front and sometimes defense.
That's fun. Are you excited to be watching today?
Yeah.
Are you here to cheer anyone on?
LaSalle.
LaSalle, that's good. You know any players on the team?
My sister,
Your sister, what's her name?
Gabby, number 0.
Gabby, number 0. All right, we'll look out for her. Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Last Friday, women's field hockey traveled to Lock Haven, Pennsylvania to take on the Lock Haven Bald Eagles. Both teams came out strong, looking for early scoring opportunities, but both were unsuccessful. Sophia Pla, Matilda Diedrichsen, and Melina Baldozzi each recorded 2 shots for the Explorers, but the game remained scoreless. The second half continued with a back-and-forth play between both teams. Towards the end of the second, the Bald Eagles got a penalty shot on net, but it was recovered by LaSalle. The Explorers continued to make shots, but none of them converted. Lock Haven was able to convert 1 shot, giving them a 1-0 lead. Abby Boggs stayed strong in the net, ending the game with 4 saves. The Explorers were not able to come back, and the game ended in a 1-0 loss. On Sunday, women's field hockey faced Temple on the road. Temple came out aggressively, as the majority of the first was played on their offensive portion of the field. Both teams went back and forth until the Owls got one in the end of the game of the first. On the second quarter, Temple remained in control, but could not convert a goal. The half ended with the Explorers trailing 1-0 early in the third. Early in the third, Temple scored again, giving them a 2-point lead. The Owls' defense held strong in the third. not allowing any shots on the net for the Explorers. Just over 2 minutes into the fourth, Temple scored yet again. With just 13 seconds left in the game, the Owls were given a penalty shot opportunity. Boggs fought hard to make the save but was unfortunately unsuccessful. The game ended in a 4-0 loss for the Explorers.
It was a strong showing for the LaSalle men's and women's cross-country team at the Mainline Invitational held at Haverford College, both securing an impressive second-place finish. The meet began with the women's 5K race, followed by the men's 4-mile race. The women's team had an outstanding performance, placing second with 55 points. Amelia Arts, Stella Hammond and Amelia Green led the charge, finishing 10th, 11th and 12th, all crossing the line within seconds of each other, with times of 18:35, 18:39 and 18:44. Lexi Rivard followed up in 14th at 18:48, while Georgia Rose Dawson continued the team's momentum, clocking at 18:57. Gillian Levitt and Emma Taylor added to the strong showing, placing 21st and 22nd. Ella Varello and Julia Flood rounded out the top pack, coming in 24th and 26th. Cara Caballino rounded out the lineup in 29th, finishing with 19:53. On the men's side, LaSalle also finished second, totaling 50 points. Tekatel Tyson led the way with a second-place finish and a time of 19:59. Chanel Muir and Bram van Bruten followed closely, finishing third and fourth with times of 20:02 and 20:12. Charlie Haslett came in 10th at 20:30. Joe Brown-Barrett contributed a strong effort in 40th place, and Gavin Zank closed things out for the Explorers with a solid run, finishing 57th at 21:53. Wow. One thing I will note from reading and listening is how relentlessly we've been with the games and how we continue to just carry on. Like, even if we don't score, we continue to try.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
I feel like there's been a lot of winning streaks. There's also been a lot of losing streaks, but I feel like no matter what, we're always coming out strong and fighting till the end, which is very good to see.
As on all sports, track, cross country, hockey, soccer. It's nice to see, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I went to the games. I went to the women's and men's games. It was good. The atmosphere was good. Could be better, so maybe we need a bit more of like the Olney Outlaws fan to come out. But no, it was good. It's really nice to see the training pay off. I know we didn't get the wins that we wanted.
Yeah, but they seemed like very exciting games from what I heard. They seemed like a lot of action happened in the games and a lot of really great things for both the men's and women's teams.
No, definitely. I'm gutted though, because I'd like to see more of like the hockey, so maybe I'll make a point next time to go and watch them. Because we are lucky to be able to watch the men's and women's football, soccer, my fault. But yeah, no, definitely. And then the cross country, I'm a bit biased, I could talk all day about it. But honestly, I was there watching and everyone delivered. Everyone came out strong. I don't know if it's them in with LaSalle, there's just this confidence, this belief that they can just, go for it, and everyone showed very well.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, our very own SportsLine host, Gwen, got to sit down with members of the women's soccer team. Stay tuned.
Think buying fake products is harmless? Think again. Counterfeits are made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. Each year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products are sold in the U.S. I smell big crime. Think about it. If you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real.
Welcome back. I got the opportunity to sit down with Haley, Michaela, Coach Courtney from women's soccer to discuss their season. Take a look.
Welcome to On the Sideline. Today I'm joined by members of the women's soccer team. Thanks guys for coming, really appreciate it. Can you tell me a little bit about yourselves?
Thank you for having us, we appreciate it. My name is Courtney Toll, I'm the associate head coach for the women's soccer team.
Nice.
My name is Michaela Aguadro, and I am a keeper on the women's soccer team.
I'm Haley Gashrai, a senior and forward and midfielder.
Nice, thank you. We'll start us off with a few questions. You guys have started your season, it's just started. How's it been going? How's the training? How's connecting with the team? How's everything?
Well, we obviously came off of a really big high last year, so this year was really about grounding ourselves. We had 12 new freshmen coming in, so it was really about bringing them into the belief and the different customs and behaviors that on and off the field that really make our program so special. And so I think that in our preseason so far, we've done really, really well. And I think that come 8-10, we're playing harder teams, and the competition is getting a little bit more intense. So it's really just about fine-tuning a bunch of those small details. But you know, we're really hopeful, and we still have a lot of belief in our team and our program. And so we're really looking forward to what's to come.
Nice, exciting. Going off that, from like the athlete perspective and the coach, what are a few things you guys have learned from last season and you're bringing in this year?
There's little moments of each day, and like if you have a loss or if you have a downfall or even like a negative aspect in a practice, it's to try to be 5% better each day, or to try to just tweak a little thing and nothing major. And that's what happened last year. Like we went on, we couldn't figure out what we're missing or the little part in our beginning of the season, and then we tweaked one thing, and then all of a sudden we just had this great season. And then now we started off really well, and then we just started conference play last week, and now we're trying to just tweak little things here and there when we know if the wheels fall off or something isn't going right, we don't need to make a major impact. All right, what's one little thing we can do differently? All right, how can we be 5% better each day? I think that's what the team is buying into and believing as well, that it's not just, all right, we're not missing this major part of our practices or even our games. It's, all right, where can we be better, a little bit better tomorrow or even the next day?
Yeah, I like that. What about you guys?
We're definitely learning to have like patience with the new freshmen, because bringing in 12 new players is really difficult and something that I don't think has ever happened. So just having the patience with them learning to do difficult things that they've never had to do before. And even us, like as seniors, we're still learning to do things that we've never done before. So just having patience with everyone is key.
Nice. And then you two are seniors.
Yes.
You guys have had a lot of experience.
Yeah.
What would you tell these new freshmen?
I think you just really have to buy into it. You have to understand that the coaches are looking out for us. They have their best interests in mind, as do the seniors and upperclassmen. I think that sometimes when you come into a new environment, you might be a little reluctant to buy into things or to accept kind of the norm of a culture that you've never been a part of. Not only is college hard, you're away from your home, away from your family. It's new people, new friends, so it's a lot for them to take in, but they really just have to buy into the small things and just trust that every single detail and every practice and like the little things, never take them for granted. It goes by really fast. I think we've learned that. It's kind of scary that we're seniors already, but they're doing really well so far. And so I think that it's just taking it one step at a time, not looking too far ahead. So.
Nice. What about you? What would you say?
I think that even though it may not seem like it when we're training or in games, because we all yell at each other and we're all trying to get the best from each other, just like knowing that we're still a family and we're still together and everything, like whatever happens on the field stays on the field, that we're just all sisters and family when we're off the pitch.
Nice. And then they've got experience, but you also have got a lot of experience. You played for North Carolina Courage, if I'm right?
Yeah.
And you played in the 2016 NWSL League. Wow, how was that? And also, how do you guys find having someone with so much experience in football have an impact on the team? And what can you gain from that? Go on, sorry. That was a big question, loaded question. I do
It was a
apologize.
loaded question. So for me, I mean, I think that's why I came back to coaching. Coaching was never in the books for me, but Like, I mean, I was a criminal justice major, and then realizing when I did go play pro that I wanted to give back to a program that gave me so much. And like, these kids don't realize the full potential that they have, and like we see it as coaches, and I see it because I've been there. And like, I know like out of pretty much 45,000 student athletes, right, like what 1% actually end up playing pro. And it's because they don't have people besides them pushing them. They don't have people besides them believing in them. And like,
Because you know what it takes, kind of thing.
yeah, so I know what the program goes through, and I know like what you need to be a professional. And like now we treat these kids as if that's their dreams, right? Like we don't know it until I didn't know it until it was my senior year. And I want to push these kids, and like not even that, like I know what I needed being a student athlete, and I know what I needed when I was playing pro, and it was more so just a cheerleader and a coach, but like giving constructive criticism, but also being their best friend off the field. And like, and with females, that's what you need. You don't need someone just always demanding things from you or pushing you down, right? Because it's like, how can we be our best selves? When these kids have confidence, they're extreme out on that field. It's incredible how well they do, just because of the confidence that we give them and that we have in them.
Do they get that from training, do you think?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we're hard on them in trainings because we need to be. There's days that we are their cheerleaders, and there's days that happened this week that they weren't doing well. So we still have to set the standard for them as well, and they need to know where that line is and draw the line in the sand. But I mean, 98% of the times we're in their corner, regardless of what day of the week it is.
Nice. Thank you. Do you guys like having someone with so much experience coaching you?
Yeah,
Do you
I mean,
think
it's definitely nice to, I mean, especially because not only has she been in our shoes just in like a college soccer perspective, but she also has had Paul as a head coach. She's been at LaSalle. She's been on this campus before, so it's definitely like a very firsthand experience that she has that we're all kind of going through. And her team, when she was here, did really well. And they actually won A-10s and got to be into the NCAA tournament. And so that is an aspiration we have for our team. And so knowing what it took for her team to get to that point and how she pushed her teammates and now being a coach and seeing that as a different perspective, I think that it adds a lot of value to our team. And it's definitely something that we look up to and we go to her a lot for advice and help. So.
And then talking about A10s, your campaign has just started. How's everyone feeling? Go on, Haley, how's the team looking?
You know, we always have like nerves and stuff like that, but I feel like once we get a win, we'll be on a run. Like that's all we need. We have all the confidence in the world with all of the coaches and all of the players on the field. So I feel like just we need to start off with a win and then we'll be good.
Yeah, you got a game tonight. How's that? Do you think a win?
I believe so. I think we could keep a clean sheet and get at least 2 or 3 in the back of the net.
Nice. And then, because the game's tonight, do you guys have any rituals before? As a team or individually? Maybe you do have any as a coach?
I don't have nothing. Pauline's pretty
Pauline's
good.
there?
But I mean, no, I mean, actually on game days is when I do all my reimbursements.
Okay.
But nothing other than that. I mean, as a player I did, but I'm sure they have rituals.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once we get that, like, okay, we have to be in the locker room. I think a lot of us bring our own headphones, even though we have music in the locker room too. But it's just really getting into that, like, okay, this is game time, got a zone, and like, I'm sure everyone has their little nicks of like what they write in their arms or what they like, they wear something or they say something or they do something. But it's really just like once like school stops, then it's like, okay, this is our time, and kind of like zoning in and focusing. And I think it is a big advantage that we're home, and so it's a lot more comfortable for us, and so. We're really excited. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, just creating the positive environment like in our team room. I think it starts there with how we end up playing in the game overall is how like it usually goes.
Yeah.
And Thursdays games are big for us because also we're playing Sunday and we're traveling this weekend. So it's like getting the ball rolling nice and early at the beginning of the week and going into this weekend when we're traveling. Yeah, it'll be good for us. But I mean, I think we had a great week overall, and I think our kids have the confidence for tonight to get the job done.
Yeah,
it's gonna be exciting.
It's on us to show up and support you guys. So
absolutely.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Back to you in the studio.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have all of this week's upcoming games and an introduction to the new student section, the Olney Outlaws. Stay tuned.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems.
Welcome back. Before we get into upcoming games, let's take a look at what On the Sidelines interviewers Katie Wagner and Carly Frank have found out about the Olney Outlaws.
All right, we're here with LaSalle Women's Soccer this afternoon, and who am I here with today?
Paige Mitchell.
And what is your role on this team?
So I am the president of the Olney Outlaws Club.
Very cool. Now, tell me a little bit about the Olney Outlaws Club.
So it's new this year. We've always obviously had a student section, but I think the club is more so, our goal is to kind of unite our student section at all different sporting events. So yeah, that's the goal for us this year.
Very cool. Now, are there any theme nights or any fun activities planned for this student section?
Yeah, so we have, it's called our Outlaws Attendance Challenge. If you look on our Instagram, you can see more details about it. But each sports team will have different qualifying games. So we've had 2 so far. Our next one is on October 11th. It's field hockey, and we don't have a theme yet for it, but they will all have themes at some point. So.
And is there any way we can access the Olney Outlaws page and check up on what the upcoming themes will be for that to participate?
Yeah, so we have an Instagram. We also have a Twitter. It's just the Olney Outlaws. Follow that, and all of the information will be on there. Go Explorers also normally repost our stuff, so you can see it on there too.
Very good. Thank you very much for talking with us today, and go soccer.
We have a busy week of Explorer sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Field hockey will take on St. Louis at home on Friday at 3 p.m., while men's soccer will travel to North Carolina to take on Davidson Saturday at 1 p.m.
Women's soccer will compete against Davidson at home tonight at 6 p.m. They will then travel to Chicago to take on Loyola Chicago on Sunday at 2 p.m. On the same day, women's rowing will participate in the King's Head 36 regatta.
That just about wraps it up for this week's SportsLine. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for coverage. Keep up with this week's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalle TV and on Instagram at SportsLine LTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Liv Funk.
And I'm Gwen. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.